Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are still working on the Tempest and we get to hear from Caliban today in Act 3, Scene 2. So Caliban, if you remember, is the son of Sycorax, who's a witch that lived on this island, and Caliban was at first friends with Prospero and Miranda when they came to the island, but then he tried to rape Miranda, so Prospero keeps him as a slave, and Caliban doesn't like that. He's very bitter and doesn't like Prospero, doesn't like having to be a slave, and doesn't like the fact that this should have been his island because his mom was there first, and when she passed it should have become his island, but it has actually sort of become Prospero's island. So the last time we saw him, he was grumbling about that, and then Stefano and Trinculo, who are Alonso's butler and jester, came in, and they were reunited, and Caliban thought that these two were great, and they introduced him to wine and all this sort of thing, and he's like, I'll serve you instead of serving him. So they've been running around the island basically just getting drunker and drunker. At the start of Act 3, Scene 2, Stefano and Trinculo are actually pretty drunk, and they're like, we have to finish all of this wine that we've got. We need to finish all of it, and not until we finish all of it can we drink water, and that sort of thing. And they're giving Caliban a little bit of a hard time for not being able to drink as much as they can and all this sort of thing. And Caliban this whole time is still of the opinion that he should be serving Stefano. Like, he thinks that Stefano is just the greatest. He's not a huge fan of Trinculo, but he's like, I'll serve you, Stefano, and I just need your help with that thing, because remember I told you about that guy who I don't want to be serving anymore. And Stefano and Trinculo are still just being drunk guys. They're like, yep, that's great, that's cool, whatever. Ariel comes in, still invisible in all of this, and starts manipulating it so that it sounds like Trinculo is starting some stuff. Ariel will say, thou liest, as if it was Trinculo saying thou liest. And since Ariel's invisible, Stefano and Caliban think that it's Trinculo being, calling them a liar and all this sort of thing. So it sows the seeds of dissent in this little group of three. And Stefano beats Trinculo a little bit, and they say, you have to sit all the way over there. We're going to listen to this story that Caliban has to tell us about this guy, but you have to sit over there because you're being a jerk right now. And so Trinculo's sitting over there, and they're like, okay, so tell us what we have to do to this guy. And Caliban says, why, as I told thee, 'tis a custom with him in the afternoon to sleep. There thou mayst brain him, having first seized his books, or with a log batter his skull, or paunch him with a stake, or cut his weasand with thy knife. Remember first to possess his books, for without them he's but a sot, as I am, nor hath not one spirit to command. They all do hate him as rootedly as I. Burn but his books. He has brave utensils, for so he calls them, which when he has a house he'll deck withal. And that most deeply to consider is the beauty of his daughter. He himself calls her a nonpareil. I never saw a woman but only Sycorax, my dam, and she as far surpasseth Sycorax, as greatest as least. So the plan is, according to Caliban, Prospero takes a nap every afternoon. So while he's napping, Stefano and Trinculo need to go into his home, take his books, because his books are the source of Prospero's power, and then they'll be able to kill him however they want to. And Caliban suggests a few certain ways. And he's like, but only burn the books, because he's got some nice stuff. And one of the really nice things that he has is this daughter who's just gorgeous. I've only ever seen her and my mom, and the daughter is so much prettier than my mom ever was. And Stefano's like, I kind of like this plan, and maybe I will marry the daughter. I'll take her as one of the spoils, so then when I'm king, I'll have this beautiful wife, and the two of you can be viceroys, and we will all rule together. And they all decide that this is a great idea, but Caliban's like, come on, we got to go so that we don't miss while he's taking a nap, and you can get in there and kill him. And they start to sing a little song of yay, we're gonna go do this. And Caliban's like, that's not the tune. But then Ariel starts singing like the tune, which of course nobody can see Ariel. So Stefano and Trinculo get kind of freaked out and they're like, what is this noise? What is this noise? And Caliban's like, yeah, this island is full of weird noises and sometimes it's the spirits, but most of the time they're not going to hurt you. So let's go do this. So Caliban leads them away to take them to where Prospero is theoretically napping. And Ariel, having heard the whole thing, goes to tell Prospero that he might be in danger. And that's the end of Act 3, Scene 2. So, yeah, now we've got another murder plot. We had some attempted murders earlier. Now we've got another murder plot. Yeah, we got to see how all this goes and how does it all wrap up. So come on back tomorrow for more when we start to answer some of those questions. Or maybe just ask more. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah.